Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is 𝙨𝙗𝙗 and I make videos every week that document my self-growth journey, and seemingly I am also getting really into spirituality. I've always been really into spirituality, but I am releasing a lot of the resistance that I felt towards kind of talking about spiritual concepts on my channel. So very likely to be hearing of that here as well. So if any of that resonates with you, then please click the subscribe button and join the community. I'm so excited for where this group of people is heading. Like, it's so amazing, like, that I'm creating this, and I'm creating this based on the values that I hold so close to my heart. I would love for you to join. Anyway, let's go on to the video. This is the second video that I'm filming in one sitting, and I've never really done this before. I've never filmed more than one video in one go, but I just finished, like, literally 30 seconds ago, a different video, and as soon as I hit the stop record button, I was like, oh, I have another video that I can film, and so we're going with it. So a topic that's been on my mind a lot recently, again, because I feel like a lot of feelings are coming up, older feelings that I kind of thought I had transcended from, but they're back, and the reason that they're back is because they haven't been fully healed yet, and that's okay because the situation hasn't been fully healed, and it's just how it is. That situation is obviously about my family and my parents, and it's been a couple of videos since I've talked about this because honestly I just haven't been focusing on it. There's been so many amazing, wonderful things, wonderful experiences that have been coming into my life that have really distracted me from this, and hasn't distracted me in any bad way. It's just that I see myself and I observe myself really moving past that trauma into a new space, into a new state of being where it doesn't affect me as much, And I always read these posts on Instagram that talk about healing, and it's like, healing is not pretending like what happened to you, the traumatic things that happened to you, never happened. Healing is when you no longer allow those events to change the way that you act in the present. All of the things that have happened in my past have happened, and where I am right now in this moment of my life is a direct result of what has happened to me in my past. But I am now able to see all of those past events in the most positive light, and I just feel so grateful for them, all of it. The specific thing that I wanted to talk about in this video was the fact that it's not my parents' fault. It's not our parents' fault. It really isn't. And the day that I'm filming this, we're still kind of in the Black Lives Matter movement, where everyone is really focusing in on race and the concept of oppressors and the concept of the people being oppressed, and tying back into my own life experience. The people that have hurt me, they have not really hurt me intentionally. And yes, maybe they were consciously saying things and they knew what they were saying and they directed it towards me. But if you zoom out a little bit, you can see that the people that are acting in these ways, the people that are acting outside of loving compassion, they are acting like that because something happened to them in their life, their own life experiences, that have created these mindsets where they are kind of renewing the cycle. And when it comes to the South Asian community, and when it comes to the way that our parents treat us and the way that our parents want to exert control over us and our lives, it's just a direct replication of what they experienced themselves growing up and with their parents, and then their parents with their own parents. And it's just, the cycle has just been going on for a long time. And this is also the concept of like breaking generational trauma cycles. And I remember posting a Instagram story once about this, about how pain runs through a family and it keeps running through until someone is willing to feel it. Pain is there. The pain that I felt in those moments where my parents were saying hurtful things to me, my parents have felt that pain at a certain point too, but they decided to, instead of confront and transmute it into a more positive thing, they decided to just kind of like ignore it because maybe it was too difficult for them in their life to deal with that on their own. So it's not our parents' fault. Like, no matter how badly people are treating us, they are treating us like that because they themselves are not in a place where they are feeling peaceful. They are not in a place of love, and because they're not in a place of love, they cannot promote the love either. Like, you need to fill your own cup. You need to fill yourself up with gratitude and appreciation and wonder and peace in order to spread that feeling to other people. And if you yourself are filled with doubt and fear and all of these negative feelings, you are going to embody those and therefore, unfortunately, spread it to those around you. So it's so important for us to realize that. And it's definitely a process. It's not like I came to this conclusion overnight. Like, this is also how forgiveness is cultivated. The forgiveness is cultivated not because you're excusing the actions that someone else has committed against you, but it's about understanding why they may have acted in those ways and taking some of the blame off them, seeing how the way that they're acting is kind of a programmed response to what they have seen in their life and the way that they have been treated in their life. That's why I also hold a lot of hope and a lot of positivity about my situation and about my family situation and about anyone even who comments hateful things towards me. I feel like if I put myself and I take care of myself and I make videos that really showcase how much love I can share and how much compassion I can share, even if people don't understand it right away, even if it takes a little bit of time, eventually, if people are exposed to this kind of content enough, if people are exposed to the fact that, you can be positive in a world of negativity. Like, yes, there's so much negativity that is all around us all the time, and it's so easy to tap into that negativity and like keep yourself in that state. But at the same time, in all situations, there's also something positive, the silver lining that's always there, no matter what the situation is. Of course, sometimes it takes time to recognize what that silver lining is, but it's there, in every situation, and you can always choose to be positive. No matter what is happening to you, there's always a way to look at it from the perspective of optimism and from the perspective of love being positivity. And so back to what I was saying, I hold a lot of hope in that if I post enough of myself being in this positive state, being in this state of forgiveness, that it will inspire other people. Maybe people, if my family members, I have no idea if they watch these videos, but if they watch these videos, then they will see that there are no hard feelings. There's no need to feel guilt or shame or just self-hatred because it's not your fault. The only thing that matters is who you are as a person in the present moment. If you can look back at your own mistakes, and if you can look back at times in your life when you weren't embodying your best, most peaceful and nice and kind self, that if you look back and you realize now in this moment that it wasn't the right reaction and that it wasn't the right way to be, and now you recognize that and you can make a commitment to yourself to act in the more positive way going into the future, then all the blame falls away. Like, it doesn't matter what happened in the past. You are a new you every single day that you wake up. And your past doesn't have to determine who you are. The only thing that really exists is the present moment. So, yeah. And for those of you that are currently in a situation where your parents are actively, or parents or just any person in your life that is actively degrading you or pushing pain onto you or hurting you in any way, I just know that they might be hurting too. in some way, and they may be unconscious to that pain as well. So in some situations, it's better to get the hell out of there because it's dangerous, because the person that is inflicting the pain is not conscious enough to see what the harm that they're doing, and they're kind of too far gone for you to take responsibility and to help them out. Like in some cases, you need to get out. But in other cases, communication really, really, really does do wonders. And a lot of the time in my own experience, I've been surprised at how someone has reacted to something that I've brought up with them. Because in my mind, like, I've made up all these stories about, oh, if I bring this up, they're going to say this. And I like kind of play out the conversation as I think it was going to go in my mind. But then when I actually go ahead and have that conversation with them in person, even though it's super uncomfortable, I am like shocked at how open and understanding the other person is. And a lot of the time, people that are hurting us, they don't even really know that they are inflicting so much pain, and like they're not even aware of the effects that is having. So bringing it up in communication, being really vocal with how you feel and how someone else's actions or words are affecting you. Sometimes it just wakes people up and they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that I was making you feel this way. And then they correct it. But in other cases, like I said, the person who is hurting you has fallen too far into the trauma hole. And not to say that they're going to stay there forever. Not to say that they're doomed to a life of hatred, but sometimes it's in the best interest of yourself to cut communication. And sometimes it's in the best interest to promote communication. But you will know, whatever your situation is, which option, which road you need to take. If you don't know that as I speak this, if you don't know which way you're supposed to go, take a moment, close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths, and ask yourself, what do I need to do next regarding this situation? And then take another couple of breaths, and you will see that an answer will pop up. And it might not be the answer that you want. It might not be the answer that your ego really likes, because it causes you to kind of confront your own flaws. But it's an answer, and you can definitely start working with it. So yes, that's it. That's the video. That's what came out of my mouth when I started recording. So hopefully it helped you out in some way, and I love you so much. Like this video if you liked it, comment something if you have anything to share, and of course subscribe to my channel, because of course we are trying to grow this audience to get more positivity and more healing messages out there so people can heal, so we can heal the collective. Like, so many of us are suffering in our own ways, and the best we can do is heal ourselves. And once we heal ourselves, we start seeing the doors open to opportunities on how we can heal others. And follow that road, and you'll see that eventually the world's going to look a lot different. Such an exciting time we live in. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you.